Let's face it, as Nintendo fans, we are often left slightly disappointed and scratching our heads asking why. Where is our Super Mario Galaxy 3? Why isn't Metroid out yet? Bring back the Ice Climber seriously, and what were you thinking of the Virtual Boy? Well, sit back as Sean Capri and Bobby Pauls do just that. That's right, this is If We Ran Nintendo. Now, cue the music, maestro.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to episode 6 of If We Ran Nintendo. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, joined by my younger, prettier co-host, Sean Capri, all shaved up and looking sweet and young and all that good stuff. What is up, Sean?
Hi, Bobby. I was doing this, but nobody could see because I wasn't saying anything, but I got a haircut, and I'm all shaved up, and I got a new shirt. It says mushroom something on it. I haven't even had a chance to really look at it. My wife got it for me, and I just put it on for the show.
It's a Mario
I got
Kart.
this like 10 minutes ago.
It's a Mario Kart shirt, just so you know.
You can't see, but my belly is showing underneath this shirt.
It says custom carts.
There you go. This is my new favorite shirt. You need to get a new shirt. I've seen that on you at least once.
I know, I will. I got a bunch of them laying over there. I gotta get through them.
If we ran Nintendo, we'd each have a lifetime supply of new shirts.
Oh, God, that would be the greatest thing ever. I would
just like every day you open up your closet and it's like on one of those mechanical, like you push a button and it turns the whole thing. New shirts. Yes,
I agree. I'm with you. So today, just so people know, I got Grayson with me. Grayson is my dog, and right now he's under the table and he's like chewing on a bone and stuff. But just in case you hear like whimpering and stuff, I apologize in advance. It's Tony's at her mom's house. She's got to go to the dentist early tomorrow, so she has to take like all these meds and stuff tonight. And so we just want to make sure she wakes up in time. But anyway, so let's kick it off like we do each and every episode with a couple of shout outs, shall we?
Ooh, shout out time.
So first off is Dalton Conger. For those who don't remember, Dalton a couple weeks ago, he actually gave us a topic, but he said, coming off of last week's episode, I liked his comment. That's why I wanted to read it out loud. But he had said, "I wish Nintendo would let Capcom make a Nintendo versus Capcom True Fighting game."
Yeah,
that would be awesome. I'm with you on that one, Dalton, all day long. Like, hook it up. PNG Gamer. He had mentioned that this is a good series. Like, he likes this podcast and all that.
Thank you. I like how high quality your images are and how small and compressed they are, PNG Gamer. Any Photoshop nerds might get that one. Bobby, that's totally lost.
Oh, man. I got it.
Okay, there we go. High res, low size. I like you.
Gotcha. And then Billy Blaze, our buddy Billy Blaze, he said, it's almost hard to catch up with your frequently releases. But this is gradually becoming one of my favorite podcasts. Keep it up. So it was nice. I love when the community interacts with us and gives us stuff to go off of and all that. It's great. And
that's so nice.
A little bit later, we're gonna talk about or from our good friend Danielle Crowder, because she gave us a topic for today.
Oh man, yeah.
So we're gonna use that. But so let's
really quick before this becomes your favorite podcast. It's not really my style to set expectations too high too early. Like, but when I met my wife, terrible first dates, terrible dating experience, probably for the first year. Eventually she found out that I was a keeper. So I'm thinking I'm gonna do the same with you, Billy. Maybe we'll just keep things like right here, if that's okay with you. I just don't want to disappoint you. Under promise and over deliver. That's my motto.
You are such a suck up, dude.
You love me.
Such a suck up, dude.
You love me.
You are out of control. You're here. For a minute, I'm thinking you're getting ready to suck up to me, but no, it's to Billy.
And those fall on deaf ears. Your ego is too enormous to even acknowledge.
And then you come back with some more attacks. I like it. Which, speaking of, I should apologize to you because I threw some shots at you this weekend. And I didn't want you to be upset with me. It was, I did hit you up with some some hard shots this weekend. I was on We the Gamercast, the special edition, and I was giving Sean some jabs, and he got upset with me and disconnected, and then he kicked me off the podcast a couple times, and so I apologize. I wasn't ready for him.
That's okay. It was a long day for both of us. We'd been podcasting all day, and I acknowledge even before we started the episode, I'm like, this is a different Bobby right now. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
I was scrambling a bit for there because like you're just keep going on. I'm like, I don't have any way of muting this guy, and then I found the hang up button on the Skype call. I'm like, this will work for now. And luckily, you could just join back in. I didn't have to be distracted to like bring you back. So it actually worked out quite nice. I hope people get a laugh out of that one.
It was good. It was good.
I'm glad you're smiling about it, man.
I was fine with it. Trust me.
I'm glad we had this talk.
It's your show. You can do whatever you want to do. Just like I could kick you off now and bring somebody else in. Like
I think I talked about that last week. I'm a minute away from being fired.
Joey Ferris, start prepping in a couple weeks. I'm going to ask you to step in.
Joey's been bumped to number 3. Danielle's number 2.
That's true. That's true. Danielle,
right there between.
Danielle,
she's going to do a thumb wrestle with Billy Blaze.
But she actually gave a topic, so I have to give it to her. But so did Dalton and so did Billy. So it's a 3-way tie for second. There we go.
That's 3 more than I've come up with. Good job, guys.
That's very true. No, you came up with the first one. The launching of NX.
And then I've brought us down to like an acceptable standard. Don't want to set your expectations too high, Bobby.
You told us how we're gonna. Let's just get into this because we're gonna keep going back and forth, and it'll be an hour, and people are gonna be like, "Could you guys get on the first topic already?" So, if we ran Nintendo, would we continue going the way we are with Amiibo, or will we change direction of them? Also, what would be the next franchise you would create Amiibo for? So. I definitely have some answers for this. I definitely have a lot of. Look behind me. I got Amiibo coming out my ears.
Do you even know what you're talking about with Amiibo?
I have a really good idea when it comes to Amiibo. What I'm talking about.
I wish we would have moved to my basement for this chat because I've got a great wall.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you do.
A great wall of Amiibo.
Yeah, you do. You do. All boxed because you're a sissy.
Not all. Shovel Knight's unboxed.
The only reason they're out is because of Chelsea.
The Animal Crossing,
Chelsea,
that's true.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Chelsea, they'd be all boxed up. So
it hurts me when they come out.
It doesn't for me. I love it.
That's because you're heartless.
I know. Well, the first thing that I would do if we ran Nintendo.
Do you think they're in trouble right now? Is that where this is coming from?
No.
I've heard on a couple of your shows you're kind of
well, because let's be honest. It's kind of it's not, the hype's not there.
Right.
For sure.
I'll agree.
It's not like it was. I think that's because people recognize that the Smash ones are coming to an end. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing really there to get people excited and go.
It's because the expectation was set up here. It's like my dating and me and you, Billy Blaze.
But it's not even that. It's the expectations were there, but there was never anything that made me go, I want to use these things. I've always said all along that, like, to me, they're mini statues. And if I get some added content to it, all the better, But
and you think this is a bad thing now? I'm starting to hear you say, like, you kind of wish they had that killer app like Skylanders, like that one thing that this is exactly what they're using.
I wish that I wish they did a couple of things. You know what I mean? Like, I wish that, like, when they put them out for a game, you actually used them for that game. It's strange. I have mixed feelings. I don't know that I want a dedicated game.
Sure.
For them. It would be a good idea, I think. I have ideas for various games that they could utilize them with because I think that's the problem. I think that they're in a situation where they don't have a way to get people excited for Amiibo again. Mm-hmm. And in order to do that, I think you need to hit them hard. But let me back it up a step, okay? So I got this idea, and we did a show a couple weeks ago, remember, where we discussed what we would do in order to get back the fans and create new fans. So if it's me, and if we ran Nintendo, my first move right now is to reach out to Disney, and I want Disney Infinity, and when we bring them in, it's going to be kept separate, except with the caveat of we're going to actually start implementing NFC chips. So you don't need that stupid little disc in order to scan in. It will become exclusive to Nintendo. So if you want Disney Infinity, guess what? You're only getting it on Nintendo. If new characters come out, they scan in with the NFC, with the gamepad. I feel like that is a step in the direction. Now, what this does now also is I would also allow Nintendo characters to scan into Disney Infinity games. So if you wanted Mario to be in a Star Wars game, you just scan them in, go. But with that said, the other thing I would do is that would be my game. That would be my killer app, per se. My one big game, because I would just keep the two businesses separate. I think that what hurt Disney was the abundance and the availability of them. Where with Nintendo, they were a little bit more difficult to get. And it made people, and it was the characters. Like I said in the podcast this weekend, like you can get a Darth Vader anywhere. You can get a Luke Skywalker anywhere. You can get a Captain America, an Iron Man, a Hulk, because Disney owns them, and Disney, unfortunately, are whores when it comes to merchandising, and they just put everything out, where Nintendo doesn't. So for me, in order to, you have your main franchises like Mario and Zelda, which they get a lot of stuff, but like a Pikmin, an Oliver, come on.
Where am I had him right there? Is he always right there?
No, it just happened to be there. You
knew you were going to be talking about him.
I just looked over and saw him. So
I love that old guy.
It just happened to be. But like an Oliver, where are you getting an Oliver? Anything. You're not. So for me, when I look at it like that, I go, you know what? That's the way. That's why Amiibo did well. Now, if we don't acquire Disney Infinity, which odds are they're not going to, but if they didn't, how I would handle it is a couple of ways. One thing I would do is I would make a game that's called Classic. It would be called Classic Nintendo. Make it a downloadable game, whatever it may be, or make it. I'm not, and this is where I'm going to.
You have like a starter pack of games.
Well, this is
Amiibo.
This is what I'm going to lean on you for, because this is my idea. So basically, I'm going to make a series of Amiibo. And if you have a Mario Amiibo, it works. You don't have to buy this new Mario Amiibo. If you have a Link, it works. Whatever. You don't have to buy the new ones. But we're going to create a new line that does make people want to buy the new ones. But what it does is, you buy this Mario, you take them, you scan it into the gamepad, and it unlocks Super Mario Brothers. And you play
Yes.
You take a Link, you scan it in, it unlocks The Legend of Zelda. And you utilize it almost as cartridges. You scan in, it unlocks the game, and you play. So where I'm not 100% sure of how that works is, do you create a database where you just scan these Amiibo in and then unlocks the different games? Or do you just have where when you scan it in, it automatically takes you to the eShop and you get that game for free? That's where I'm not 100% sure how to handle it.
What was the game that you could play and you would start to unlock like a demo or a timed version of like the old NES games? There was a recent
Amiibo Tap.
Yeah, something. So same idea, but with the full game.
It's the same idea, but you're going to get the whole game. You're not going to get 10 seconds or 30
seconds. So however it was executed, it was just on the disc, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's actually in the system. You scan it, boom, it unlocks the game. Because I think that would be more. I think people would be more susceptible to play that game, or to start buying Amiibo again. Because as you're sitting there on the shelf, you're going, "Hey, there's a pit. Looks different. I'm going to buy them. Take them home. Oh my god!" Or you pick up the package, you look at it, and you're, "Oh, wait a minute! I can take this home. I can scan it, open it up. Gives you a reason to open them."
You know who's really happy with that strategy right there? GameStop, Best Buy, Walmart, Toys R Us. Because as we're continuing to go more and more digital, you're one of them for sure. Walking away from physical game media, this is another reason to buy something real and tangible. Yes. I think it's a great idea. I think it's like a no-brainer. Yeah. And it's actually like a step beyond where I think people expected Skylanders to go originally, and where all the other Toys to Life kind of just went, where they want to do something different. I think this conversation is timely because, Nintendo is looking very shrewd right now, where Disney invested fully into the game development and then the toys development as well. Nintendo obviously went and did their own thing. I think a lot of people were expecting, and actually that Nintendo do the same thing where you touch the toy on and then that character springs to life on some sort of platformer. Now they're looking very smart that they didn't pigeonhole themselves in that way, that they're like, this thing can do 1,000 different things. None of them are going to match the magic of Skylanders or Disney Infinity. But you know what? They don't have to be a crazy success for us to even make money off of them. It'll be small little. They're like diversifying a portfolio.
And the thing that, like, because we kind of dipped into this conversation this week on the Geekcast, and the reason being was because we talked about Disney Infinity collapsing, and did we think it was what it all was. But what Toby brings it up in the conversation, and he says, well, can they really make a game now where you have, because they have so many amiibo, they have like over 50 amiibo, and how do you do a game with Tom Nook and Pit and all these different characters? And my answer is simple: you don't need them. You don't do that. You go, we're going to make a game that handles 10 characters. I think the easiest way to handle this, if you're going to do a game, is a couple of things.
Well, you move on from the ones that are already out.
Yeah, exactly. Because at the end of the day, you want people to continue to buy amiibo.
Yep.
You don't want them to look and go, oh, I'm not going to buy anything more. You want them to continue to buy. And this whole nonsense of, well, I bought a Mario, why can't I use it on the new game? Come on. You know what I mean? Like, eventually at some point it's got to stop. This fact of like this entitlement era that we're in, where we feel like, oh my God, I bought this thing and it should last forever and it should work forever. No, nothing lasts forever. Nothing works forever.
And there's no precedent for that in the Toys to Life market either. Like, you buy the same Flame Slinger Skylander 6 times over. I couldn't even tell you how many of those we have in this house. How many hot dogs or Eruptors? We've got probably 7 or 8 Eruptors in this house.
Yeah.
And I know that there's value there because I see Chelsea playing Skylanders, tapping. You know what? If one Flame Slinger dies, she's tapping the next one to come in because that's her favorite character. He's the go-to guy. Yeah. So if there is a way to build in more value, so the first series, that's the one you have for Smash, and that's the guy you're training at for Smash, and they've got all these other different unlocks in Mario Kart 8 and all these other different things. Series 2, if that's dedicated to Mario, will unlock like maybe Mario All-Stars, maybe you get like 1, 2, and 3. Then like a different pose will bring out Mario World or something like that. I mean, there's just so many possibilities when you open it up to linking it to a game.
Yeah.
I love this idea. And I think that I was worried. So I was thinking about our last conversation about what we would do to bring back like different audiences. And so I was all after Toys to Life. I'm like, this is a burgeoning market. It's just the tip of the iceberg. And what was it, like 4 days later, Disney bows out of this thing. I'm like, well, I feel pretty stupid thinking that this is the future. And Disney's like, no, we're out.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Disney.
So I was worried at first, and I'm not thinking that it's the end of all things Toys to Life now, but I thought it was kind of funny timing.
But just a preference and let people understand. Of all the Toys to Life, Disney was the top seller. Disney was the most money maker. And it more or less was a decision of Disney altogether for all of video games. They're listen, when you're sitting at a board meeting and you're really not a video game company, you've never been a video game company. You are a entertainment company who made video games as well. But when you're sitting at the table and you're looking at all the stuff and you're going, man, this Disney Infinity, it sells a lot, doesn't make us billions of dollars.
Right. Yeah. Look, where's the benchmark now for them?
Yeah. And it's like, when you're looking at Avengers, you're looking at Star Wars,
Civil War, Jungle Book,
all these movies are making billions of dollars, not millions, billions of dollars. You need to look at it and go, okay, Disney Infinity's not making us a whole bunch of money, but you know what? Look at that Battlefront game over there. We don't do anything. we just collect checks. And that essentially, I think, is what hurt Disney Infinity, was the fact of, had nothing to do with it. Toys of Life was dying, nothing to do with any of that. Anybody that tells you that is just, they're just morons. It essentially boiled down to, here we are, and I'm looking at EA giving us boatloads of money, and we're doing nothing. All we do is just sell off licensing. So to me, that's ultimately where they want to be. Now, us as Nintendo, that's why I say, like, you go after that license, because I think that is a win, especially for a company like Nintendo that, you know, you take the two greatest icons in the past, 30, 40 years between Mario and Mickey Mouse, and you merge them together, and it's like, holy crap, so...
You know what's crazy, though, about that is that's the 2016 version of the 1990s Mario and Sonic, of, like, two, like, completely iconic characters, but you'll never see them together.
Yeah.
Like, at least back then, you'd never think to see Mario and Sonic in a game together.
Yeah, never. If you would have told me back then that, hey, man, in 20 years from now, you're going to see a Sonic game and Mario's in it, and I would have been like, what?
Yeah, there's no way. That's how I see Mario and Mickey right now, though.
Yeah, if you would have told me that, but I don't see it that way.
Which speaks to Nintendo's growth over the years and their continued rise as a company, that they've gone beyond, like, well, right now they're like level with Sonic.
Yeah.
And they just kept going, and now it's Mario and Mickey.
Yeah.
I don't see them collaborating this way, but I would love to. It's good for the fans.
But I think
this
it's a
Disney Infinity move is anything, it tells us that Disney doesn't care about feelings. I mean, they do, as long as they can profit off of it.
Yeah.
But they weren't profiting off of it enough. This was like cold. I don't want to say cold-hearted, but it was just numbers. There's nothing. There's no fan service here. In fact, it's the opposite.
Well,
so,
the one thing I will say, though, is at least, the stuff that they promised, they're finishing it up. They have like 4 more packs that are due that they said was coming, and they're doing it. Whatever they were working on will get completed. Where if they didn't care, they'd have just been like, we're done, see you later. And at least they're finishing out what they have. So that I give them credit for. They could have just picked up and walked. But another one that I like the idea of is Nintendo Land 2, where you scan an amiibo and it opens up a different area of the theme park. And you could play those types, games based on it. Because I liked Nintendo Land. Not every single one of the mini games were home runs, but I enjoyed, mainly because I think my collector side came out. I enjoyed trying to pick up them little trophies per se in the theme park area, like trying to earn that stuff. So, and there was a couple of the games that I walked away and I was like, this is actually kind of fun. Like the Zelda one. The Zelda one was awesome. It was 2 players. One controlled the bow and the arrow. One controlled the sword, and you just went at it. Me and Tony played that a lot. So I feel like you could bring that back a little bit and do something similar to that. Because there's a lot of games you could do it. You could easily do like a Captain Toad section. You could do a Fire Emblem section. You could actually bring a lot of these characters that are starting to become big. The Xenoblade Chronicles, Yoshi's Woolly World, like all these characters and all these games that have now risen up, you could easily slide them in to fill that gap. So that's where I would be with all this. I mean, I think there's a multitude of things you do here. I think there's no one answer. There's no, because I feel like making one gigantic game, they're beyond that. I think
that we're just talking about the genius of Amiibo right now. Is that the sky is the limit. We're not restricted by anything. Yeah. We can do whatever the hell we want, and it goes from fan service type of stuff like this is good for you, all the way to completely profit driven, almost like scary EA type of stuff, like almost like microtransactions. Like an idea that I just had was, imagine a world where Mario Kart has whatever it's going to call it, Mario Kart NX, and you get your base set of characters. It would be generous, be a good set of maybe 12 characters, 16 characters, and things that you can unlock by playing. But then you start going beyond the sort of normal scope of Mario Kart characters. We saw it with DLC, with Zelda and some Animal Crossing and stuff. Mm-hmm. What if that was unlock, kind of in the same way that you talked about games unlocking with the amiibo. What if the amiibo unlocked a character? So you buy the Mario Kart branded amiibo of whoever it is, Link.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at your shirt. Like, they're all Mario guys. Samus, some of these other characters, and it unlocks. You buy one amiibo, you get one character in Mario Kart, and like that's it. Or you have like these little starter, like these little mini packs of 3 characters, and they're just for Mario Kart.
Here's what I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna go a little bit different. I like where you're going with that.
Or Smash, like Smash is even bigger. What if Smash comes out with 50 characters and they add another 50 more?
But here's the
with
problem.
new amiibo.
But here's the problem. I think I got a couple of ideas here. One is to go on what you're saying with the Mario Kart. I think Mario Kart's a good idea, but I think to pay $12.99 for one character, way too much money.
Like I said, opposite of fan service, purely profit.
No, but I'm not
people
looking
would pay it.
Yeah, but I don't think they would. I don't think $12.99 for one character is gonna. I don't think people are gonna pay it. But if you do this, if you go, okay, we're gonna give you the
or
character,
at a level,
we're gonna give you the character. We're gonna give you a cart. We're gonna give you custom wheels. All this different stuff that go with the character.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna give you a fire suit. So if you want to dress up as your Mii, you have a fire suit for the character. And we're gonna give you a level. Like a different, like if you bought the Link one, you would have gotten the Master Cycle. You would have gotten, or the opponent. It looked like the opponent, but it was called the Master Cycle. You get the motorcycle. You get the Legend of Zelda track, the Hyrule track. You get the music. Obviously went with it. I would have given I would have given them like a Link outfit, a Ganon outfit, like all these different fire suits. In order, like if you want to dress up as your Mii, here's a Ganon. Here's this one. Here's that one. Like all these different Zelda themed ones I would have given. So I think that's the way you go. You go in that direction of you go, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to do this as well. You need to give more than just one thing, I feel. I know me personally, I would have been like, I'm not doing this. Not for.
Well, yeah, because
I would have bought them regardless. I'm an idiot. Like I bought all these things for $12.99. There is a small population in the group that would be like, I'm not paying $12.99 for a character. That's just too much money.
But it's also like, what if they don't even, it's the same as now. Like they're not even using the amiibos for what they do. They just want that character.
Yeah,
so
but I think
perspective, like it's doing more than it used to.
But you're also, you got to look at it this way. We're also beyond that now. People aren't buying them the way they were. So we need to rein them back in. And you need to give something in order to bring the people back in. They bought them originally because Smash. But here's where I want to go. So what's next for Amiibo? What would be the next franchise, or what would be the next Amiibo that you would use and do?
Honestly, like I don't even think we need to get that creative about it. I think like a phase 2 of the Smash run would do gangbusters.
I think so too.
The next sort of obvious thing, and I'm almost scared to even say, they've got to do something with Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm surprised they
and
I
that
think a lot of it has to do with Pokemon Company. That's where a lot of that comes from. I think
maybe, I guess.
I think it's them balking at it, but maybe because they're just like we want something more than just a character. We got toys. We got plenty of toys for people to go buy. You know, they're like a Disney in some sorts. You know, I think what you do for Phase 2, you definitely the most fired up people were the Smash community. So you give them that next step. You give them a final Smash Amiibo. So all those secondary trophies that people win, which are the final Smash, you create an Amiibo based upon that.
That makes way too much sense.
But that's way too awesome too.
No, I know. I'm like, wow, I can't believe I didn't think.
I mean, you could do like a variant, but we've seen where people balk at the variants. You need to give them something different that makes them go, holy crap, I have to have that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need, like, because here's what the way I'm thinking is, the Amiibo are the trophy that you win. So when you play as Mario, you go through, you beat the hands, you win this. But that's the one phase. When you play it on All-Star and you beat it again, you unlock what's called the Final Smash trophy. And that one just looks phenomenal. It's always something big and bombastic. Like, that's the way I feel like you go. You go something huge. Because if they go, oh, we're going to give you the red, white, and blue Mario. Same exact pose, same everything. You know, I think, though, the other thing you could do is, if you did want to go variants, you need to change the poses. You can't do the same poses you did.
No, for sure. Let's talk about, so we had Smash, which was huge, and that was the logical way to start.
Yes.
That's what got everybody excited. Since then, though, we've started to see sort of more narrowly defined sets of Amiibo. You've got Amiibo, Animal Crossing. You had the Super Mario Bros. Line of whatever it was, 6 with the gold and the silver Marios in there as well. Now we've got Kirby coming out with his line. This is the direction I'm gathering you're not enjoying this because for whatever reason, maybe they're just not enough. Like, the characters aren't really like dynamic enough.
Well, to me, and here's the thing. Like, I love the Animal Crossing ones. I got them all. I own every single one. I buy them when they come out. I love them. I feel like what hurt the Animal Crossing ones were, there's really nothing to do with them. And you're literally just buying them because you like the characters. That's it. The poses are very plain Jane. There's nothing to them. I feel like, you know, again, we brought it up on the show. I feel like if they would have done something with it where they patched New Leaf and you got something for it. Like, if I scanned a KK slider in, I got 5 exclusive songs or whatever. If I scanned in an Isabel, I got more public work projects. If I scanned in a Tom Nook, I got more attachments to the house I could buy, you know, and different things like that. That's the way they should have gone with that.
What about the cards?
The cards, look, the cards, when you scan the cards in, the cards bring your favorite characters. You can move them in. That's the way
you find that they have like any. I haven't heard anybody collecting these things. Like,
I was collecting them on Wave 1, part of Wave 2. I have all of Wave 1 collected. I have the whole set. When Wave 2 hit, I was just like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm out. This is just not fun anymore. I got my favorite characters. I don't need to do this no more. You know what I mean? Like, so for me, I look at it and go, what you do is you use the cards, you scan. Like, my favorite character in Animal Crossing is a duck named Bill. He is awesome. He's like a jock. He's just awesome. So for me, every game that I've ever played, I've pushed and couldn't wait until I got Bill. And finally, on every game that I've played so far, every iteration of Animal Crossing, I've had Bill in my town. But on this one, like New Leaf, he left. One day he just left for no reason at all. I'm like, that sucks, man. Like, I would like to be able to scan and bring him in and make it where when I scan him in, he comes in permanently. That would be awesome. Because there was a seedy underground to Animal Crossing. And it was called, I'm dead serious, man. It was crazy. There was, every morning, people would auction off characters. Every day, every minute. So what would happen is people would go, I want so-and-so. I'm looking for Bill. All right. And then someone would go, I got Bill. Bill's getting ready to move. He's in boxes. That means he's ready to go. Yeah. If you had a space in your town, if I had a space available in my town, I could go to your town, talk to Bill. Bill would move into my town. So within a couple of days, I would see a plot open up. I go read the name tag, reserved for Bill. 2 days later, there's Bill. What would happen is people would auction them off, in like eBay style. And they would go, I'm putting this up for bid for an hour. The highest bid wins them. And, dude, when I tell you these things were selling for millions of bells.
Come on.
Sean,
how do you even exchange? Oh, my God. That's hilarious.
You go into town and you drop the bells.
Yeah, what an amazing – like, as soon as it said, I'm like, well, of course, it's something in the game. But, yeah, like, it
was insanity. Insanity. So this would essentially save me getting ripped off. You know what I mean? Like, I luckily just found someone that was just like, hey, you can have them. No problem. No big deal. So I think that, you know, it is what it is. But that's the way. I think the Animal Crossing one's kind of and it kind of – we've seen it start to go down ever since. So I think
you think the unconditional love for Amiibo is waning.
I think it's starting to wane. So I feel like if you want to bring them back, you need to do something in the next wave. And what you start to do is you have to have some meat to them. Something that's just not a one-trick pony. That's a stupid, like the Kirby one. The Kirby, you scan in and then done. I feel like the best have been Fire Emblem and Splatoon. Those have been the best to them. Fire Emblem is the best. With Fire Emblem Fates, holy crap, dude. When you get Marth and Ike and Robin and Lucina on your team, they are beasts.
Well, I don't know what you opened Marth for. That was clearly a life mistake for you.
No,
You gotta keep Marth in the box.
Nah, man. Marth came out. I opened them all day one. I didn't care.
Oh, my God.
Christmas morning, my wife got me every single one, and I opened them all up.
Oh, man.
So don't.
It hurts. It hurts so bad.
It does not hurt. It's awesomeness. So why did I open Marth? Because now I'm using them in Fire Emblem. That's why I used them. But they're beasts. Like, literally, like, all your characters can level to level 20, and that's the max. With the Fire Emblem ones, they just keep going. With the Amiibos, they keep going.
I think that's the thing right there, is that you don't actually need to change anything about the Amiibos themselves. It's just, how do you engender this? Like, how do you engender developers to work Amiibo into their game? Like, it's, I don't know if does that make sense? That's a little bit different than maybe what we've been talking about a little bit. It's not really the Amiibos themselves and like what they're designed for, but rather what the games are designed to be enhanced by Amiibo. Some do it better than others, and it's just a matter of like getting that out there with more and more of the games that are coming out for NX and for 3DS.
Absolutely, they need to go to their teams and go, we're not gonna just do this. We got to do more than just this, you know. And they got to go to them and go, we need you to step it up. We need you to do more than just this one thing. It can't be a quick scan in and go. You got to have more to it. You know what I mean?
It's kind of like what's happened with achievements and trophies on the other platforms, where when they first came out, if you remember the first round of Xbox 360 games, it was like if a game had 10 chapters, you get 10 achievements. They were each worth 100 points, and they were for completing each chapter. But eventually there became a little bit more to it as the years went along. It almost became a bit of a meta game, and it encouraged different ways to play. And if Amiibo can be that for Nintendo, and again, stamps as being like the new trophy and achievement, I feel like maybe there might be a tie-in here with it, with just elevating or expanding your current way of playing games, more so than just unlocking skins. I think we've seen a couple things like you've mentioned, but if that becomes the standard, Amiibo is here forever.
I think, and real quick, I want to do one more thing just before we close up. You mentioned Pokemon, and I think the way to do this is, and I'm sure you heard me say this already, is cards. You go Pokemon cards, put a new style card that has an NFC chip built into it, and then what it is it's you create a card game for the Wii U or the NX, wherever you want to do it. The TV transforms into a stadium, and then we play out a card game by scanning in our Amiibo cards in, and then our characters battle on the screen. So if I have a level 20 Pikachu and you have a level 10 Charizard, you know, we don't have to have somebody go, this one's going to beat this one or whatever. We actually put them on, and then like a Pokken tournament style thing, we just watch them fight on the screen. And people are already playing Pokemon cards. Like this weekend was a Pokemon tournament in the UK where people went and they were playing Pokemon, and they were. This would be, rather than actually having a judge sit there and go, that card, that one wins, that one will win, boom, boom, boom. You know, the game plays it out for you, you know, and I think it would bring the life to it. It would bring some life to what you're doing. Make it multiplayer online so people can so you can challenge people online, you know, and play online with people. But I think that's the way you go with Pokemon. I don't know. And then maybe you would do a few. I really was shocked that with Pokken Tournament they didn't do Amiibo. You know, but I feel like you should.
That might speak to what you're saying with the Pokemon Company just being kind of separate and just doing their thing. It's just so endless with Pokemon. Like that to me is such an opportunity that they would almost need to create a new method of manufacturing the toys. Like it would almost be, because there are so many, and how do you say, Charizard, we're going to make 3 million of them, but Donphan or whatever he is. We're gonna make 6 of him. Like, how do you even do that? How do you
It would be
address
difficult.
the?
It would be difficult, but you would have to do something.
It's almost like made to order. It's almost like you dedicate 3D printing to Pokemon, and it's almost like a made to order.
But you're not going to get people to buy. Man, I'm sure you'd have some crazy people that would buy every single Pokemon amiibo. But there's like what 900 Pokemon.
Yep, that's what I mean. Like, you can't mass produce those. You can't just like. I mean, some of them you can create unlimited Pikachus because everybody's going to buy Pikachu.
Yeah.
But
your ones that would definitely sell. You know what I mean? And maybe they feel like, and it could be a situation where they feel like, you know what, the ones that would sell, they're in Smash. We know they sold. We're good to go.
Yeah, but I think that is something that would revolutionize the way that these toys are actually manufactured. And there's enough money there in the bank to research and develop this thing and build it from the ground up and just totally undercut everybody else in the game. Have every single option. There's 900. We're not going to charge you more, even if it's the most rare one in the world. You just order it.
Yeah.
I just think that there needs to be a different approach if Pokemon is going to be involved. It can't be a cookie cutter approach from the Smash.
Yeah.
Because you're totally right with Disney Infinity. There are just so many characters, and most weren't sold.
No. All right, let's wrap it up. So, in a nutshell, how we would handle this if we ran Nintendo. One, I think we're both in agreement that we try to license Disney Infinity if we can and try to get that on under our roster. That would be number one. Number two, we feel like you kind of just move forward and you leave it the way it is and let it be special in different games. Don't play carbon copy to the other companies, because if Disney Infinity was just a matter of it was a fad and it was dying and they saw it was dying and that's why they left. Hopefully, because we're doing something differently, we won't get eaten up in that fad. But we also feel like different things like using it as a virtual console game or using it as unlocks in Mario Kart and different things like that. Like, that's the way we would move forward in the future. And we would actually work with our developers in-house, third parties, and just say, this is what we want to do, and this is the way it should be done. Correct? Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I would open it up with your point about Disney. I would open it up to all strategic alliances with other developers, other game creators. Keep going with the Bayonetta stuff. Keep going with the Cloud stuff. Keep surprising us with who you can bring in. I think that's really the point you're getting at with Disney is, like, don't give us what we expect.
Yes.
Be Nintendo, do things that we don't see coming, and bring a Ryu into the fold. Exactly. That stuff. Or Ryu, for whoever says it like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Next topic. This comes from Danielle Crowder.
What's up, Danielle?
What is up, Danielle? And she is just saying that if we ran Nintendo, how would we bring spin-off games to the NX? And are there certain spin-offs you would want to see? Also, which spin-off titles would you change? Because after seeing my favorite spin-off titles for Mario Tennis and Mario Party pretty much treated like garbage, along with the spin-off for Animal Crossing, Triforce Heroes, and Metroid, with the other good ones being Mario Kart 8 and Hyrule Warriors, what would you do to make these better? So, let's start off with, I agree, Danielle, that there was some spin-off games that were trash. I feel like Mario Tennis was rushed. I feel like and we talked about this. Wasn't that you? Wasn't that this week? Because James from the Life of Gaming podcast said about Mario Tennis. I just did a podcast this weekend with Sean on the Weeder Gamer Cast, and it was an E3 prediction show. So we had James, our buddy from the Life of Gaming podcast. He was on, and he was upset with how Mario Tennis was because he was always a fan of Mario Tennis. I feel like that was rushed. I feel like a lot of the games that we got that just felt rushed, they were rushed. They were not typical Nintendo. It was like a tale of two Nintendos. You watched the early part of the NX. There wasn't a lot of games, but they were scoring high in the Metacritic. In the Wii U. They weren't doing well. in terms of getting them out there, but they were still scoring high in the Metacritic. Then they hit that 2012 to 2014 period where it was like every game was a home run. Every single one was boom, boom, boom. They were knocking it out of the park every single time. Then it hit the drought. The drought hit, and it was like right after Splatoon, they really had nothing. There was nothing else really to come. And, you know, you had Yoshi, Woolly World, but a lot of other ones they really didn't have. And they had Star Fox bow out. And when Star Fox bowed out at Christmas, they rushed and threw a game in there, Mario Tennis. I also feel like that's kind of the stuff that Kimishima is saying now, where we're not going to rush things. We're going to take our time. We're going to make sure they're right. I think this is things that Nintendo saw and are trying to correct moving forward. I don't feel like Mario Tennis was ready to be put out. I feel like they just said, we got to get something out there for the holiday. We got to do something. So they slapped the sticker on it and set it out there. Triforce Heroes, I can't really be upset with that game because you know what? We got a legitimate Zelda game. This was a spin-off title. They tried something different. What I do not like about
the problem with these, before we even move on, the problem is that these were being put out there like they were pillars. Well, that they're the support. Like they're not meant to stand on their own. They're meant to fill in gaps, not be the tentpole game that you look for. So I mean, it's twofold. They're not good games, and they're meant to be, this is what you are playing on your system right now, and they're neither.
But if Mario Tennis was fully fleshed out and done properly, it could have stood up on its own. Because I'll put Mario Golf up against anything. Mario Golf is a phenomenal sports title that you could literally put up against anything and it would work. So if done properly, I feel like it can work. Triforce Heroes could have worked. What killed Triforce Heroes was the lack of voice chat and the lack of when they made it strict to territories. When I wasn't able to play with Toby, that killed it. Because myself, Toby, Alan, we all had decided, like, we're going to get this, we're all going to play together, and we couldn't play together.
You have to admit, it's probably better that you guys didn't play together because you wouldn't be friends anymore if you guys played that game together.
Well, that's probably true because it would probably escalate the fighting worse than it already is. But it's, you know, essentially it's true. Essentially it is a matter of...
It's a matter of polish, really.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Triforce Heroes was polished. Triforce Heroes was a good game. And, you know, was it phenomenal? No, it was a good game. But, like, when you look at... We can't really say anything about the Metroid spinoff because it's not out yet and nobody's played it yet. We've only seen a couple trailers, things of that nature. I'm willing to wait and see on that one because I really think that'll be better than people expect. As far as, like, Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, trash. As far as Animal
Crossing... I played
Crossing,
one game of that.
Yeah. As far as Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer, that was a game that was like, that shouldn't have been by itself. That's a good idea for a future Animal Crossing game, where if they took the stuff that you could do in Happy Home Designer and slapped it into a full-fledged Animal Crossing game, sign me up. All day long, that would be awesome. If I could go to the Happy Home Designer or to the Happy Home Academy, grab a character that I want to move into my town, take them down, plop them down, design their house and all that stuff, as an add-on job. Just like in Animal Crossing.
I think we're going to get there in almost like the reverse order that we saw Captain Toad.
Yes.
Where we had like the little mini levels in 3D World and then we got a full-fledged game. I think we're going to go the reverse order. We're going to have Happy Home Designer and then that'll be shoved into to be a smaller part of the next Animal Crossing game.
When you play Animal Crossing, when you get Brewster's, when you get the cafe, you can actually go to work in the cafe. It becomes like a mini game per se. When you go to, you know, there's all different stuff you can do in that game. There's absolutely, I feel like that is something that in the future, you'll see that. That's just something additional they'll add to the games. I'm all for it.
See, I think that's one of the better spin-off games. So I'm surprised that you kind of hold it down here.
Well, it's not, it's not horrible, but it's not the greatest game either. Like, sure. I bought it. I liked it.
I feel like that's what it's meant to be.
It is, but the problem is that like when you play a game like that, and you're expecting more. Like when you got the push behind that game that Nintendo gave, you were expecting more. And after about 3 days, you kind of seen all there was to see with it. And it was just like, okay, I'm ready to move on. So I felt like they could have just done a little bit more to it. I feel like it could have. I don't know. I liked what they did. I get what they're doing. And that's the problem. With some of the spin-off games, they're home runs. Captain Toad is a home run. And to me, you can't. It doesn't matter what you say. That game was so good. It was cute. It was perfect. You know what I mean? It was bite-sized, small game. You get in there, you play a few levels, and then you wrap it up, and then you go back the next day and you play. I love that game. That game was
released
awesome.
at a good time too. But imagine if that was the holiday release this year.
Yeah,
you'd be upset. Yeah. But it was released at a time that was sort of like in between games. It was fine. Yeah. So I think that the point of the whole, the crux of the whole conversation is not only do the spin-off games need to be quality, but they need to be strategically timed in between your 3D Mario game, your Link, your Metroid, your big Metroid game, your Mario Kart, whatever the next Mario Maker or Splatoon iterations are going to be. You spread out the whole year. So I just think that scheduling wise, things got a little messy with the Wii U.
Like we said, it got to the point where they had nothing, and they started to struggle. Look, at the end of the day, a lot of the problem was that Nintendo was acting like they were cranking out 50 games a week. You know what I mean? Like, they were throwing stuff at us that it was like, at the end of the day, I think, okay, so at the end of the day, this is what I feel like it was the issue. They're giving us games like Happy Home Designer. They're giving us games like Triforce Heroes, things like that. In the meantime, they're not giving us regular Metroid games.
Right, that's what I mean.
You know, so it feels like if we were getting the other games, it wouldn't be so bad. But when people are, and I feel like where people were upset, where when they look and they're like, I want Metroid. Oh, here's Happy Home Designer. And it's just like, And on top of that, I know myself and my wife included, we wanted Animal Crossing for the Wii U. So when we got Happy Home Designer, it was just like, man, come on. I would love if you would have just put the game on the Wii U. It would have been awesome. You know, take this cutesy little, take New Leaf, slap this game into it, throw it on the Wii U. I'm happy. And I would have been happy. You know, put HD graphics on it and everybody would have been fine. I think that essentially that was the problem. The problem was that they didn't have the third-party help, and they were relying too heavily on these games. Like Triforce Heroes, that came out during a holiday, you know, right. and that's not a holiday game. That's a holiday game if, you know, okay, here's an example. Link's Crossbow Training. That came out a few months after Twilight Princess. So for me, it was like, oh, that's fine. Okay, this is cool.
Just finished Twilight Princess. Here's a little bit more
here's something similar, and I get to run around and shoot this cool looking crossbow contraption and stuff. Sign me up. But that's the problem. I think that's essentially where we had the problem. And I think
so. The games, I guess, to answer Danielle's question, what would we do to make these games better? I think that strategically we have to look at almost developing the spin-off games almost in tandem. Not really directly, but knowing when one game is going to be done, ready, and shipped, we got to have a plan and another game developed almost in parallel at the same time that's going to release a little while after that. Well, so there's no undue stress put on those other games.
Let's look at her list real quick. All right, let's start with that. So on her list, she says Mario Tennis. So what would we do to make Mario Tennis better? For me, tournament mode. For me, more characters. Eliminate that giant grow thing where you ate this mega mushroom and got huge. Eliminate the stupid gimmicks like that. Just make a solid tennis game. Couple power shots. Things that are different for every character.
I'd get rid of that giant mode in everything. Yeah, I hate giant.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Unless it's Giant World.
Yeah. But I would have made a true tennis. You could have tournaments set up. Look at what tennis does on a professional level and make twist don't do Wimbledon, do Weebleton, you know, or whatever. change
That's
things.
too good.
You know what I mean?
Weebleton.
Yeah, like change things, like
Yeah.
US Open, the Mushroom Open, different things like that. Like follow that course of action that they do and make a tournament. Like make it like a serious type tournament. I think people would have liked it. Also, online
for
play.
that game also dropped off immediately. The game was shipped, and what did we get after that?
Nothing.
Yeah. You don't have like Splatoon. How many years old is Splatoon now? 2 months or 2 years in this month?
No, it's a year this month.
Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
There is so much going on with Splatoon.
Yeah.
That it seems like it's an older game.
Yeah.
Like there is just always something to be mentioned about Splatoon.
Absolutely.
Where I actually think that Mario Tennis is older than it is because it's been so long since I heard anything about it.
I think the other thing you do is online play. You got to make You got to make it where people can play with each other.
You do that with Star Fox.
Yeah. So that's the one. Then Mario Party. Mario Party was just a train wreck. First off, when you had the amiibo, it should have been like if I scanned in an amiibo, I can play as that character, and that's it. Not having to keep scan.
Mm-hmm.
That's annoying and BS. Nobody wants to do that. I felt like that Bowser mode was basically trolling. It was garbage. I just feel like they need to get back to basics with Mario Party. Mario Party is just a hit or miss each time.
I think it needs like a different mode in Mario Party. Like I think it needs like some sort of element of trivia or something else. Like have you ever played like those Jackbox games? You Don't Know Jack and Fibbage and all those other different kind of party games. Like I think they need to open it up more than a board game.
Yeah.
And come up with new kind of neat ways. You can always have the mini games, which I love. I just when I think of the Wii, I think of like my time with Mario Party on the Wii, and then also WarioWare, Smooth Moves.
Mm-hmm.
I love mini games, so I think Mario Party needs a total overhaul. 10, we just had 10, right?
Yeah, 10.
Let's start over.
Yeah, just revamp it. But let's take that and parlay it into Amiibo Festival. So my problem with Amiibo Festival,
walk away, burn it, get away from Amiibo Festival.
No, I feel like where that lacked was there was no mini games. It was essentially a board game. So I feel like this. Number one, don't make it where I have to scan in every single time because that was annoying. Just let me scan in the character I want to use, and that's
your play piece.
And that's my play piece, and that's where I go from there. That's number one. Number two, all those little mini games that you had on the other side of the island, integrate that stuff. So when you land on certain spaces, doesn't have to be every space, certain spaces, it unlocks a game and you battle against people. Tony and I had fun with Amiibo Festival. And the reason why I had fun with Amiibo Festival was I got the fun of it. I got the little gist of things. Like there's a trivia game in Amiibo Festival that is hardcore. Like you need to be a hardcore player in order to answer some of these. And it's
I love it.
And it's a game show. So why not take some of that? And so that's what I'm saying. If they would have taken some of the mini games that they had and implemented them over, I don't think you have that big a deal. I don't think people get as upset. But when it's basically a board game that I'm playing on my TV just by scan, that was stupid. Mm-hmm. And I feel like they could have fixed that. That could have been a better game. They just dropped the ball completely on it.
How do you feel about this with these board games, with these sort of party games? Take out the parody that all the characters have. So remember when you first played Mario Kart on Super Nintendo, and Mario was your well-rounded guy.
Yeah.
Yoshi was a little quicker. Like Peach was a little quick. She was light, but she was quick. But Bowser and Donkey Kong are heavy, but they're slow to start, but they get kind of speed if you go on a straightaway. Let's have that sort of very subtle but different little nuances between the characters that kind of give you a little bit of an edge depending on how you play. So if you want to have like Toad, maybe he's just a little bit quicker, or I don't even know like what manifestation it has in the game. Maybe with one character you get a bigger die, like you get like a 12-sided die instead of a 10-sided die or something like that, or you get an extra perk, like something just to like, instead of just this is the character that I like or what's left, something that which would also allow you to or encourage you to go buy that amiibo. Yeah. I need this amiibo because Toad is the best guy to have in Mario Party or whoever it is. Yeah. I think that would really just breathe new life into the party game. In addition to the new types of games, the whole thing needs a shakeup.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed.
That's what I got with Mario Party, Danielle. What do you think? She's not here right now.
So Triforce Heroes. Where did you play Triforce Heroes?
I played it a little bit, but I'm right there with you. Like, basically, it needed
It needed
kind of
it needed a few things. It could have been a better
what
game.
is standard now.
Yeah, it needed a few.
It needed a way to play 2-player.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the 3-player was kind of awkward.
Or single player.
Well, couldn't you play by yourself? And
it was hard because you had to control it all. It was hard. It was hard to play by yourself. So I would have preferred a way to play by myself a little bit better. It should have been 2-player. Should have been probably 4-player. Regardless of, I understand the totem aspect to it and all that. So you got one person that's just running around. Oh well. Mm-hmm. But it should have been available to 4 people as well. Maybe you just totem to 3. That's all you could totem to.
I'd love to see a sequel in that game because it was fun.
It was fun.
There's really no way for Chelsea and I to play it together.
Exactly, and that's the problem. Like, I have me and my friend Miguel. Miguel has I have it, but we can't play together. Mm-hmm. It was a pain. It was a chore.
Isn't that stupid?
Yes, and that's where I feel like they dropped the ball. I feel like they should have opened it up to regions. You know what I mean? Other regions. Mm-hmm. They should have opened it because the fact that you just lock it to North America was silly. In this day and age where there is no – it's like we're all together. Like I could go on Facebook and I could grab 15 people that aren't of this country and play with them at any given moment. You could walk into the Nintendo Guru Geek Guru Facebook group at any time, Sean, and go, can I get 10 people from – Europe that I'd like to play Mario Kart with tomorrow, and they would all pop up.
We should do that, by the way. Why aren't we doing that?
We can. We will.
We need to have game night.
Listen, calm down. Calm down.
No, I'm not going to calm down. What are you doing over there?
That's the next step, all right? We will. We will.
Oh, my God. That would be amazing.
We will. We will get everybody together. We'll play some Mario Kart. We'll have some fun, okay?
You guys can all laugh at the little maple leaf flag that sits next to my name.
Oh, Lord. Okay. So then, but then she goes into some of the good ones like Mario Kart 8 and Hyrule Warriors. I don't feel like Mario Kart 8 is really a spinoff at this point. I know initially it was. Mm. At this point, it's just a phenomenal game.
That's the craziest thing about these spinoff games is you never know what is going to take off and
become the next big thing. The Mario baseball games are I heard Mario Strikers is phenomenal.
I have been waiting to talk about Strikers the whole time. Oh my God, I love that game.
I never played it.
Oh man, you need to play it. Oh.
Yeah, I gotta get it. I gotta get it and try it.
I'm envisioning the whole. If anybody's played this game, when you lock down, you get that super mode, and you have to get a lot of space around you. And you hold down the button, and the thing swings around. You're like, okay, I've got 5 or 6, whatever it was, 6 shots, and then you swing it back around. You get that little line where it's going to come at you, bang, 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 and the goalie can't even save it, and you just get 6 goals in a row. And that music, it is so good. This game, it's so frantic, and I'm going to play. Can we just pause right now? I'm going to go play a round of Mario Strikers.
No.
I know Americans are usually against soccer in general.
You should open up that's not even on the virtual console, is it?
I don't think so. I just have the Wii copy. Yeah, I played the mess out of that game. Oh, man.
I gotta get it. I gotta get it and try it. But anyway, so we feel like Captain Toad was
skip
perfect.
over my favorites.
Yeah, we're gonna skip over that for now.
But I had enough.
Captain Toad was perfect. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Hyrule Warriors, I felt was really well done.
Totally agree. And I was wondering if you're going to go there too, because it's not really like your typical spinoff, but it's more licensing kind of thing. I see more of this stuff happening to fill the gaps.
I think Hyrule Warriors is going to continue. They're going to keep doing more of them. We're going to see Hyrule Warriors 2 on the Wii U. I think it was a total home run, and I feel like I never played a Dynasty Warriors game, never touched one, and I loved Hyrule Warriors. I thought it was just awesome, so well done. That aside, I feel like that was one where they just handled it properly. They just all around, and how do you go with a sequel? I think now you got to start moving into writing their own stories. But not only that, like the maps, when you would play like the original Zelda map and go through the little areas, and then you would, like when you looked at the map and it was the original Zelda map.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? And then you would go up and you would like play that level, and then it would unlock a couple more moves you could make, and that was just awesome. That stuff was the best. I felt like they really brought it home on that, and it was good. If we had to pick one that we would do ourselves,
like out of nowhere, like create one.
Yeah, that's hard.
I love the fact that you're thinking of all these other ones, because I'm so locked in on the sports ones, and those are not as interesting.
But the one spinoff, and I would consider it a spinoff that's coming tomorrow, Minecraft. Because I think that Mario Minecraft, just the fact of like, if you gave me a Zelda skin for that, or an Animal Crossing skin, I think you're going to see people freak out. I was playing Minecraft yesterday, right? Because I just wanted to get into the mode of tomorrow when it launches. Mm-hmm. And I logged in, and I was like, I'm just going to play for like 10, 15 minutes. 2 hours later.
Come on.
2 hours later, I was building a house, and I just got wrapped up in building this house, and I could not stop.
You're building a house instead of planning game night with the community.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we could do a Minecraft game night. We could do a Mario World Minecraft mashup night. But I think that's all we got, right? I think that's about it.
I don't like it when it's over.
Well, listen, it's got to end sometime. It just makes it
sweet. But it's sad though.
Together.
No, it doesn't. It's
We're
gonna
gonna
happen anyways.
Listen, let's work on you and I. Let's do this. We'll work on a game night.
Yep.
You and I will pick a game, and then when we come
Mario
back
Kart.
next week, we'll lay out the plans and let people know that we're going to play this particular date.
Let people in the comments. Yeah. Let us know what game that you guys want to do.
Let's do that. In the comments below, let us know what day of the week works for you.
Yep.
What time? Like, let us know where you're from and all that. Preferably, we would probably try to do this like on a Saturday or Sunday. This way everybody can kind of get involved in it. And we can kind of do it in a different time frame, like a different hour to get everybody brought into it.
Yep.
Also, what game do you want to play?
Is that what I said?
I thought you said what day.
No, what game?
Oh, I thought you said what
GAME.
I thought you said day. My bad.
Your votes are worth double, by the way, if you say something really nice about me and something disparaging against me. Your vote is worth 2. Sean is the greatest. Bobby is the worst. Your vote is worth 2.
You're a jerk. So
love you, buddy.
The game. Let's just say the games that are up. Obviously Mario Kart.
Sure. Yeah.
Splatoon. What else is there?
That's it. Those are the only 2 it's online.
Smash, but I feel like that's kind of limiting if you did Smash.
I agree.
Runbow.
I don't have Runbow yet. That looks fun, though.
Oh, that's a good game. That is so fun.
Look, if it's voted the most, I'll buy it.
Runbow is a lot of fun. But
I'd like if you guys save me money and pick a game that I own.
Go right now. If you don't own Runbow, go buy the Humble Bundle. $13 will give you 13 games.
Is that thing still going?
I think it's still going. And Runbow is one of the games.
Let's see.
So essentially, you can get 12 other games when you buy Runbow for $13.
Okay.
Is it still up?
Well, we'll see.
Or is it done?
Friends of Nintendo.
That's it.
Oh no, this is something different. It looks like Friends of Capcom.
I think they probably
Capcom
ended it.
HD Super Mix. Yeah,
they probably ended it.
This bundle is over, officially over. That's okay. Well, sorry guys.
Yeah, but seriously, you should go get Runbow. It is so good. It is so much fun. So that is all. Thank you guys for listening to us on iTunes and SoundCloud, if that's how you did this. Or if you watch the video. I know a lot of you guys watch the video. I like watching the video. It's good I get to see Sean and his pretty little cleanly shaven face. So
there's a little bit of shadow. You can't really tell.
Sean, tell them how they can reach you.
On Twitter, Sean Capri, Sean like Connery Capri. like those little bitty pants that ride up your shins.
And they can also hear you on We the Gamercast as well.
Yes, special week, guys. If you like E3 predictions, this is like the best time to join into We the Gamercast. It's very different.
Yes.
Normally do one-on-one little interviews, get to know each other. This week, I have 2 guests per episode. Bobby graced us with his presence for the Friday episode, which will be the 20th, I believe, the end of this week.
Yes.
So check it out. Find out what we think is going to happen for PlayStation, Xbox, and then we smash together Nintendo, EA, Bethesda, Square, and I think Bobby threw in a couple other ones that didn't really count, but I allowed it anyway. So hilarity ensues on that episode.
Thanks to
So join us.
Yes, exactly. And then you also got Nerdflix and Chill.
Nerdflix and Chill for the movie watchers out there. Yeah.
Yes,
So that is with Gary T. Movies and what else? We're going to be on iTunes soon. That's happening. But we're on YouTube right now. Check out We the Nerdies.
Yeah, how are you doing on iTunes, man? Seriously.
I blame Andrew who runs We the Nerdy. Sometimes, free help. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Myself, you can check me out on the Geekcast. This week we have special guest Kyle Bossman, and we have a really fun game we play at the end, and you will just wait to see who wins.
It's awesome, man. Great episode.
It was a good episode. Ink Strike Podcast. I haven't done that in a while. I got to get a hold of Mark and Joe, and especially since I'm doing my my quest to level 50. I really need to get them guys.
Where are you at?
Level 35.
Boom.
Yeah, it takes about a week to go a level, so it's going to take me a little bit to get there, but I'm going to level 50, man. I'm getting it. So that is all. Peace out, Cub Scout.
AB, see you later. Bye. Love you all.